What's going on, my people? How's everybody doing today? I hope everybody's doing great. Missed you guys, man. I missed you guys a lot. I've been dealing with a lot of stuff here in my personal life and been a little on the busy side. So just want to let you guys know I didn't forget about you. And here it is, man. I got it all set up for you guys. I got rid of I'm sorry, excuse me, I got rid of the A95K. That is no longer in my possession, gone. And um, and now I have the 77-inch Samsung S95C, which you can see on the right, versus the 77-inch LG G3 on the left. And you guys already know how much I love the G3. I think it's exactly what LG needed to do to get them back up in the leaderboards as far as TV technology goes, with that MLA technology. I think they stepped it up big time. Um, and I just love the TV. There's just no way around it. But we all know that QD OLED and the QD OLED technology is something else and has its own approach, especially when it's from Samsung. Samsung, I think, basically took a page out of their own book off their QLED lines, or their Neo QLED lines, with their high brightness, and then incorporated it into OLED technology and made the QD OLED technology. So they combined two different technologies into one, which you all know is QD OLED, which they released last year with the S95B. And the TV last year, that technology kind of took us by shock or surprise, or and in a pleasant way. We're all happy with that, because at the end of the day, we're all consumers, and we that's what we want. We want the latest and greatest, especially at this premium level when you're paying this kind of money. So, and I gotta say, guys, there's pros and cons. I really like the QD OLED for its color volume. I like the saturation when it comes to certain things, certain movies and stuff. Like, I just had to put these two TVs side by side on my own and watched Avatar: Way of the Water just to get a comparison. And I've had certain people that don't even know anything about TVs, just had them look at the two TVs as an experiment of my own, just to ask them which one they like better. And some people said they liked the G3 better. Some people said they liked the S95B, or I'm sorry, the S95C better. And for their own ways, they said that they think that they like the colors better on the S95C. But another person said they like the way the G3 looks when they watch that movie, because it looks brighter, and they also said that it just looks more realistic, like, it actually, and looks more 3D. So there's pros and cons to these two technologies, which I really really like. And just to let you guys know, as full disclosure, I don't calibrate TVs. I've never actually calibrated a TV. I'd like to actually do that one day, but I haven't. And just to set the record straight, I do these comparisons as fair side by sides. So right now, what I'm doing is I really just have it out the box settings. I just put it right now. What you're looking at right now is, when we're about to look at this demo, is a side by side just in standard mode. And with the brightness up, the contrast all the way up, both of them all the way up, for both TVs. And just kind of a basic way of looking at it. So if you guys don't like uncalibrated side by sides, this is not the video for you. If you want to really see what most of us are going to see when we take it out the box and just put it up and just start watching TV, then this is the perfect video for you to watch, because I'm just going to show you, and I'm just going to tell you what I see. And you're going to see the same thing, And that's the whole point, is because, about 95% of us are not going to spend the extra $500 to get it calibrated. We're just going to set it up. We're going to change the brightness here and there. We're going to change some of the settings here and there, depending on whether you game a lot or whether you watch a lot of content or 4K or SDR, or you're just going to set it up your own individual way. And that's what this channel is truly all about. It's just kind of just raw footage, raw video, and just to show you guys these two TVs side by side and what they do in their own right. And that's what these two TVs are all about. So I just feel like a lot of the calibrated video side by side comparisons are all in effort to make the TVs look alike. But you guys gotta understand that these two TVs, they have their own signature approaches of what they want their TV to look like. They don't want to look like the LG doesn't want to look like Samsung. Samsung doesn't want to look like LG. They have their own trademark look, and it shows. They have two completely different technologies, and it shows. And that's the whole point of these videos, guys, is to show you what they both do individually. No different than when you see a side-by-side comparison showing you the pros and cons of having a Neo QLED versus an OLED TV. It's the same thing, just these two happen to be OLEDs, but two different type of technology OLEDs. One with the MLA technology, which is the G3, and then the other one, which is the QD-OLED technology. Both OLEDs, two completely different technologies, two completely different approaches, and two completely algorithms within the system, within their own right. Operating systems, internal setting systems, their own internal calibrations, things like that. So, that's what this is all about, guys. This is show you the differences between the TV and whatever you guys think is best for you when you're shopping, to get what you think is best for you because of what you personally prefer. Now, I happen to be lucky enough to have both TVs, and I'm going to keep both TVs, hopefully. I do have some personal issues with gaming on the S95C that I've never really seen anybody point out, and side by side with the LG, and it has a lot to do with detail. I put a little short video out there, got a lot of responses about it. Tried everything. I didn't see any difference in the detail with the S95C. Really upset about that. Making sure that even they were both running in 2160 at 60 hertz for the game God of War Ragnarok. Still didn't see any difference. Just things like that. So I'm trying to figure what the deal is with that, because my understanding is that the Samsung S95C is better than the LG G3 for gaming, and I still think it is, but I'm just not understanding why I'm not getting that detail factor that I'm getting out of the G3 when it comes to certain games. One of them, again, just like if you want to go back on my channel and see that short, you'll see exactly what I'm talking about. So, not understanding that right there. But anyways, when I'm going to make a video about that too, so keep an eye out very shortly for that video. But guys, I put up a survey. It looks like I wanted to see what you guys, as my first video, what you guys wanted to see as a side-by-side comparison between these two TVs. And it ended up being a 4K demo, so here we go. And right off the bat, guys, before I get into this, I just want to thank all my diehard my diehard subs that have been with me since the beginning. I want to also thank all the new subs. If you guys find this video informative, or if you find it helpful for you in your purchase decision making process, then please hit a like, please subscribe. There's going to be plenty more videos coming out. And, like I said, this is what it's all about, guys. Let's get down to business. All right, so right off the bat, I just want to show you guys. You're gonna here's the crazy part. The panel uniformity on both of these TVs is stupendous. We all know panel uniformity on the Samsung when it comes to the QD-OLEDs are virtually perfect. It's just the way they're made, the materials they use, or the screen that they use, whatever it is that you guys want to call it. It just looks flawless. And we all know that when you get an LG OLED TV, there's always that panel lottery issue that and I've personally experienced it in the past. It wasn't never really a true deal breaker for me because I love the TV so much, but I know for some it could be a big deal. I happen to get lucky on this LG G3 and I have zero zero panel uniformity. I have none. And I did my own test and things like that. There's none. So I just want to point that out right off the bat. But what I want to show you guys is details now. I am recording at 4K at 60 hertz. This demo is a 4K 60 hertz demo. And I just want to show you guys what I see, what I notice the difference in, and just go from there. So I'm gonna keep it fun. I don't want to keep it too long. But guys, listen, man, this is crazy because you guys know how much I love the G3 and how big of a fan I am. Now, when it comes to like these demos, I really think the S95C really shows what it's actually capable. It just goes nuts. It's bananas, and you really can't beat that color volume in the S95C. And that's what I always like about the QD-OLEDs, and that's why I'm fortunate enough to have both these TVs because I can experience both of them for what I appreciate about them individually. And here we go. So right off the bat, I'm telling you guys right now, if you don't see it, then I don't know what to tell you. But on the right, the S95C, you can tell it just has more color pop. It just pushes out color for you, and that perfect contrast is depth. So that's why I wanted to put the scene up here because the contrast is just gorgeous on the S95C. I really do think they have that down better than the G3. I feel like right now in standard mode, and again, I know this can change back and forth between what picture modes you're in and what presets you choose that you like. But right now I'm in standard mode. I just feel like a lot of people watch 4K content in standard mode, especially um, when it's a movie or something that has a lot of bright scenes, specular highlights, colors, just things like that, CGI, like DC or Marvel movies, Transformer, movies like that. This is just have fast-paced motion and a lot of colors. So this right here just shows you how perfect it separates the colors from the blacks. Now, when you look at the G3, and that's going to be on the left, guys, and I'll show you what I just so you guys know because you can tell by the settings menu what's what. On the left, I'm going to hit settings. Oh, I guess we are in, yeah. Oh, so let's go here. You can tell that it's the G3, and then when you go on the right, I'll pop the settings. You can tell just by the operating system that is clearly the Samsung, as you can tell right there. So I think for some odd reason, because I'm on YouTube through the PS5, though, the LG automatically went to game optimizer mode. Now let me go back and check and fix this just in case. I think it defaulted. Yeah, it did. So here, let's go to standard. All right, now we're gonna stick to standard. Yeah, so sorry about that. But anyways, good thing I caught it right away. All right, so now they're both in standard mode. Again, same story. Both have a lot of detail. You can't beat that 3D image from the G3. Something about that MLA technology. I don't know what it is that makes it pop out like that. But guys, check this out. I'm gonna actually do a close-up. I know everybody loves the close-ups, and I really, really like to show you what I mean. But when I do this close-up, I just want you guys to pay attention really, really close. So the brightness of the S95C over here, right? You can kind of tell, and it does give you a lot more detail than the G3 at the moment right now in this particular scene. Because if you look really close, Like you see this area here, those little white dots and everything all in that area right there. See that right there? So that's all designed through the demo, through the video right there. Right now, if you look over here on the G3, it's not as noticeable. You see that? It's noticeable, but it's harder to see. See that? So right there, that's where I give the Samsung S95C the W in this particular situation, because it, as you can see, and it's definitely more noticeable in person, by the way, guys. As you can see, it's more noticeable, and I appreciate that. I like to see more details in every scene. And that's why I think I'm so frustrated about the game mode on the S95C, because I'm clearly not understanding what's going on there. So, and it's a little upsetting about that. So, but anyways, I just wanted to show you guys that right there. They both have a lot of detail in those little nuts right there that are kind of floating around and stuff. They have the same level of detail. I actually like the way it looks better on the S95C. I feel like it pushes the colors a little bit better, but I feel like the G3 does have more of a 3D look, which I really like a lot too. It's like if I can combine these two technologies into one, make an MLA QD OLED, oh my God, it'd be the best TV in the planet. So anyways, let's go ahead and let's skip. Sorry, just gonna wait a little bit here. All right, here we go. So this is a good scene for the yellows. Now, I don't know, I think on your end, you're gonna see that the yellow on the QD OLED is gonna look more orange um, through the camera. It is not the case, guys. I'm telling you right now, they look identical. Like, I don't really see a difference at all. I mean, I could argue that the it does look more or like a tiny bit more orange on the QD OLED, but at first glance, honestly, you really don't even notice it. And the yellows, for some reason, are always a big deal to me because like yellow, orange has a lot to do in certain scenes where there's fire. You know what I'm saying? It's the same color the orange is and the yellows, the reds, sometimes, but like red flames or whatever. But it's a big deal to me because it's a very, it's a color that just pops when you see it, and it's an attractive color in certain scenes. And to me, that's a big deal. So, and what I like about OLED technology is like they kind of like reversed the way they want to approach how they want things to look. So now, if you remember, you know, back in the earlier times when OLED started getting popular, I would say probably around 2017, 2016. Um, the biggest thing with OLEDs that differentiated them from everybody else was the perfect blacks, and the contrast. And we all know they're the leaders of that, the pioneers of that. Each individual was pixel was self-emitting. So we all know that. And the biggest thing about that is that it gives you more contrast and perfect blacks, and you know, they might be some black crushing issues here and there or whatever during certain content, but that was about it. Um, there was no there was no halo effect, things like that. So, but it lacked brightness. You know what I mean? So it's funny because LED technology. This is what I mean by they reversed it on other technology, like, you know, like LED technology. So LED technology is trying their heart out to be competitive with OLED technology because they know OLED technology is the future. So they're trying to put more multiple dimming zones in there. You know, they're trying to figure out ways to make perfect blacks and things like that. And frankly, I just think I just think they're trying way too hard. Um, but then you go to OLEDs or QD OLEDs now or MLA OLEDs now, And over time, they've always been trying to figure out how to compete with the LEDs and how to be brighter like the LEDs. And I feel like that reverse, it's like almost like reverse engineering. They have really accomplished it, in my personal opinion, as far as the OLED side goes, better than the LEDs accomplishing the way to figure out how to get perfect blacks and in a quicker way. So, that's what I appreciate about OLEDs. It's just now they're starting to get brighter. The blacks are still perfect. The contrast ratio, I mean, it's just, they're just getting to be the best TVs that you can get. And, they've been proving that, especially the past, 2 years. So, kudos to OLED technology, Samsung, kudos to Sony, kudos to LG for their OLED division or whatever you want to call it for killing it because, man, you guys are definitely killing it. So thank you so much for allowing us consumer enthusiasts to be able to experience this. Just stop screwing it up with those horrible software updates. That's all we ask. So you know what we want. You can go on any YouTube channel and see exactly what we're talking about and just fix it. That's that simple. So all right, so next over here, I'm going to show you guys another scene. All right, so the greens, guys. All right, this is another thing, man, another color that drives me nuts. So a lot of people always gear to the more green, the better. Um, and as you can tell, the QD OLED is just beautiful. Um, it's hard not to gravitate your eyes that way because we're just naturally attracted to, beautiful colors as human beings and things like that. But if you want to go the more natural route, you're probably going to go with the LG G3. The LG G3 just can't get to that level in greens as the QD OLED can. I don't know what it is. It's just that simple. It's been like that since day one, and this is a perfect example of that. You can see in the background on the of this image, the green is definitely more green. It's not as light as it is on the LG. I don't want to keep it long. And then the green definitely looks more yellow on on the LG on the left versus the QD OLED on the right. So again, guys, that's just as what I'm telling you, what I'm seeing, and I promise you, you put it in standard mode, you keep everything pretty much out the box the same. This is what you're gonna see. It's that simple. You know what I mean? So for us consumers, this is what we're gonna see right here. When you talk about calibration, obviously that's a different story. That's a whole different video. That's a whole different reviewer. This is just out the box right here. Just straight up raw out the box. Um, so I hope you guys appreciate that truth and honesty right there, because that's the only thing. I'm not a specialist. I don't even know how to begin to even think about calibrating. So I would have to hire somebody and pay a lot of money. But anyways, right here, um, this orange, same thing. More orange on the QD OLED. Perfect blacks for both of them. Can't beat them. A lot of detail for both of them. Very equal. And it's just a matter of what you prefer. You know what I mean? So this is just, again, a 4K demo just to show you guys what it looks like. And I mean, if you look, they just look exactly the same in so many ways. You can't really beat it. The brightness levels look exactly the same right now. Just the color, there's just more color difference. So right here, you can tell obviously the pink is more pink. Um, on the QD OLED on the Samsung S95C. The background blue is definitely more blue. Now, that's a personal preference thing, and you guys can probably adjust the LG to make it look just as much as the G3. I'm sorry, the G3 to look just as much as the S95C. So it's up to you, whatever your preference is. Sorry, guys, I had some kind of technical difficulty there with the storage of my camera, so had to fix that. But to my point, guys, I just wanted to let you guys know really quick that um, What I like about the new OLED MLA technology is that you're not sacrificing detail with brightness because, as we all know, in the past, that was the biggest issue. So what I want to do is I want to show you what I mean by that with these close-ups. So a long time ago, even last year's models, the brighter you make the picture on a traditional OLED, which is, primarily LG, um, at least in the US, the more you lost detail and the more the picture looked washed out. Now, watch, I want to show you. So I'm going to go straight to the LG G3. And you see all the little crust, like the powdery crust details. Like, look at how perfect that detail is right there. Look at that. And it not only that, but it makes it look a lot more 3D. Look at the details within the little lines and the cracks. Like, look at, there's even minor details within that crack that you can see. And it's, the picture is obviously super bright. It's just matching that, just so you guys can see what it looks like on the S95C. Still a lot of detail. I just sometimes feel like the S95C lacks some detail. Like, look at this piece of bread right here. And then let's go to that same one on the G3. Look how much more detailed it is right there. And again, guys, I'm just in standard mode. I'm not doing anything to the picture. This is literally out the box. So it's weird because I know the S95C gets a lot of grace and a lot of praises. And, I have it, as you can clearly see. But I just think on the detail end of things, which I'm going to get to also on the gaming part, oh, man. It's just a big difference, and I'm a little disappointed about that with the S95C, and I feel like no matter what you do, you can't get to that level of detail on the G3. And guys, you have to trust me and believe me when I tell you, I don't care what TV is better than the other because as you can see, I own both of them. I spent my own money. So, you know, I thought that when I bought the S95C, it was going to have that same level of detail with that high color volume, but so far it's really not the case. And don't get me wrong, they do trade blows here and there with certain things, but a little upset because I'm a big gamer and I like detail in my games too, especially when I'm playing RPGs. So, that's a big deal to me. But anyways, I'm going to let this roll here. And I just want to show you guys a little bit more. As you can see, the green is definitely more green on the S95C, which is on the right. I will say that the purity of the whites are just so attractive on the LG G3. I think we've all kind of know that story already. But this is just another example of how that purity of the whites just looks so good on the LG G3, and how it's just kind of pushes a little bit more pink with the S95C, and that's just the technologies. You can always make it look better through the settings and things like that. But it again, it's just a personal preference thing of mine too. So I know why people like the QD OLED technology better, and I know why people like the traditional OLED better. And and there's other things aside from that that you got to consider too, obviously, like processing and then motion and, just a bunch of different things. Well, I will say is that I don't remember the S95B not having as much detail as the A95K when it came to gaming. Last year, I don't remember that big of a gap. So, um, what I'm trying to say is that did for some reason with maybe it's the 77-inch panel, the size of it, I don't know, but I feel like the S95B had more detail than the S95C, and I don't know why. I thought, the newer you go, as time goes on, the newer model year will always progress, and in that perspective with picture quality and get a little bit better. But I again, I just got the TV, so I'm gonna mess around with it more. But I can tell you, I played around with the settings for hours, and I just didn't get that detail, that beautiful detail that I did out of the G3. And I did a short on that, and no matter how much I messed around, all the tips, I took all your suggestions, by the way, so thank you. But it just didn't get to that level. So, um, but here, let's get to some other scenes here. I like this scene a lot right here. It's beautiful because of just the beautiful purple out of the QD-OLED. But as you can see, they're neck and neck. You can't really go wrong. Um, and then there's other times like in these demos where I like the S95C better because of the color. So again, guys, they're not calibrated. So I'm just trying to show you what you're going to see of what most of us are going to see when we just take it out the box, put it up, put it on the wall or put it on the stand and just, press play and, change the brightness here and there and just mess with the general settings. What you're going to see. I'm just telling you out of my personal experience. So I hope you guys find this informative. But we'll go over here, and as you can see again, they just look similar. So this is when I give a lot of respect and a lot of props to LG for stepping up their game. What I am upset about is why OLED was kind of complacent for years and didn't feel the need to step up their game. To each his own, but I like how the competition forces the other brands to get better, and they go back and forth, and they're always at the bleeding edge and bringing it out for the consumer because at the end, we all win. So here's another one where I really like to talk really quick about this one because it's funny. Although the S95C in this particular scene looks brighter, um, it doesn't like the white. Like if you look at the baseball and you look at the top where the stitching is, if you look over the stitching, that part right there where it's at its most highest white point, um, it looks brighter than it does on the G3 to me. But the issue is it's a little bit more pink, and I'm noticing that. And because it's a little bit more pink, it's losing a little bit more detail than it does on the left with the G3. The G3, although it's maybe a very small percentage of brightness lower in this particular scene, again, we are in standard mode. It might change in either vivid or sports or whatever mode you like to put it in. I like watching it in standard. But it just shows a little bit more detail. It's not as washed out, and it's still bright, very bright. So I also do like how the smoke looks more 3D too on the G3. It really just looks like actual smoke in your room, which is cool. So I think that's a step up. But yeah, that's where I'm at, guys. So listen, all I know is that when you're doing these comparisons, it's hard to really like decide which one you like better, um, because overall they have very similar characteristics, um, styling, things like that. A lot of times, at the end of the day, it might come down to just what the build quality is or what you're used to as far as the OS systems go. The interface basically. Which one do you like? Web OS or do you like Tizen or back and forth? Me, that's not a deal breaker to me. I'm more concerned about quality. When I pay a premium price, I want quality, I want performance, I want the latest and greatest, especially with gaming. So, that's a personal thing. But yeah, let me know what you guys think. I appreciate all of your support, guys. I appreciate all the comments. Keep them coming. If you guys find this video helpful, also please hit like and subscribe. If you have any other suggestions, please also put it in the comments. I read them all. I think you guys, know that. I made some good friendships and stuff, and good relationships there with certain, a lot of you guys. And just keep it coming. That's my favorite part is just listening to what you guys have to say. whether it's negative or whether it's positive. I don't really, it doesn't really matter to me. I just do this for fun. I do this for you guys, just to let you guys know what a real experience is, and what I see with my own eyes. And it's not a battle at the end of the day. These are just TVs. They're premium TVs. We spend a lot of money on it, so it's nice to hear somebody else's opinion. I do the same thing. So I'm on YouTube all day just looking at TVs or looking at different items and technology, because I like technology, and I like to see what's out there. And I do a lot of research when I'm considering purchasing something. I listen to a lot of other people's perspectives. So, whether they're pro or they're just owners, I do the same thing. So that's what it's all about. And I'm hoping that you guys can use my video and have it help you with your purchase making decision. And if you guys don't like what you purchase and regret it, at least you guys have a window of a return, or you can get your refund and then just switch it up. You know what I'm saying? So I'm glad that I can help. And I hope that you guys can also give me suggestions. And, we all help each other, and that's what it's all about. So thank you guys. Really appreciate it. And I will see you on the next one.